So I have a question, Chris. You post these meetings to a YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's so everybody else can see what goes on. We have no secrets in the communications committee. What generally happens is the president or somebody else will check it, and it also makes it easier for Josh to make his report. If you have if we have a recorded meeting to refer to. Last month I screwed it up. I touched my computer while it was saving it, and it quit saving it. So I've now learned that when the meeting is over, I don't touch anything until it's finished saving it.
Oh, okay.
It's very finicky that way. So I am going to share the agenda. You all see that?
Uh-huh.
Can you read it?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll run through the attendees. Josh, you're here early. You said you couldn't be here till quarter after. I'm here. Beth is
That is
here.
here.
Joe is here, and Andrea didn't make it. Although I could probably check my email. She probably said I can't make it. Let me check my email here. Usually she texts. She checks in at the last minute, and says I can't make it for whatever reason. Nope, I haven't heard from her. So anyway, but we certainly have a quorum here. Not that we need one. Um, the Josh, do you want to start off with your report, or do you want me to just run through the board meeting? Because your notes, which I would love to have briefed the board on, but I didn't understand them.
That's
Way over my head.
no, that's totally fair, and I'd be happy to run through the report once I return. I apologize. I have to run and get my kid from school at the top of this meeting. My partner has the flu, and
Okay.
so
Oh, how
I
awful.
checked in on her, and she was dying, and so I was
All
like, "All
right.
right, I'm just gonna go do that."
Okay.
So I'd be happy to walk through that report, and the goal was to share the progress over the last year that we've made as a team, and also forecasts for the future of where we want to go.
Okay.
Uh,
I'll wait for you to get out of the car so you can you actually see the information when I put it up on the screen and
totally
explain
fair.
it to everybody.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, Chris.
Okay, and that was really the crux of the board meeting, that Josh's report, which I really couldn't explain because sent me this lengthy report with a lot of analytics that were way over my head. So, but the good thing we have, Nate Lehman, Nate is on board. Say hi, Nate.
Hello again.
Was there, and we got more information on, you know, how to budget for our communications. That it costs us each time we send out a small message. We need text messages. We looked at adding a graphic to the text messages, uh, um, but it cost us a lot more to do a text message. If we did 12 text messages with a graphic per year, that would represent $400 worth of budget. Right, Nate?
Yes, that is the number that we came up with.
So we want to reserve those. And the reason I've raised that issue, I note when I get text messages, if there's a graphic attached, I'm much more likely to read it. And as we know, for a long time, people have been ignoring our emails because they just see NAIFA-Indiana and they'll either bypass it or not read it because they get so many. And they have been responding to text messages, but now people get so many text messages, it is hard to get their information, get their attention on it. But when we put in a graphic, it does get their attention. So we're looking at just using something with a graphic for specific big events like Day
So
on the
are
Hill.
did these text messages come from NAIFA-Indiana or specific individuals? How does that all work?
It comes from NAIFA-Indiana, and NAIFA-Indiana
Okay.
can add a graphic if we want to get the attention. But again, we want to be very judicious with the use of the graphics because obviously our budget is unlimited. It's not unlimited. But if it was unlimited, we could send as many graphics as we want to. But we want to reserve them for very specific, important events and not just send them out every time.
Yep.
And Nate and I talked about my son, who is an internet marketer, said, "Boy, you should try to put an emoji in the subject line because that gets people's attention." I talked to Nate, and he said, "Unfortunately, it also gets the screening attention, and anything with an emoji in it generally gets put in the spam file." So it's a
Mm.
real. My son does retail internet marketing. We're not doing retail internet marketing. We're sending to companies and such, and companies sorters automatically put it in the spam file if we use those. So it's a great idea, but not workable for us. Uh, and Joe, do you have any comments on the annual on the board meeting? You were there as well.
I think we finally got to meet the new incoming board members,
Mhm.
which some of them I didn't really know. So
Yeah. So it'll be a whole new board next year. So we got a whole new group of people to train on communication. Um, the annual meeting, I think, went well. We had good CE. I took a lot of photos on it that I finally got to Nate because my system will not allow me to send a whole file from like iCloud.
How many
So I had to send
attendees
them
did we have?
individually. We've got one, two, three,
No, to
four,
the
five.
annual meeting.
I'm not sure. Joe, do you have an estimate? We had a decent number, not a huge number, like 20, 30.
not huge. I'm thinking maybe a dozen people, 15.
Oh, okay. It seemed like more to me, but I was running around trying to
Yeah,
take
Yeah.
pictures.
I'd say
One
half
one
the
of the things that I noticed, and I don't know, help me here, did the annual meeting immediately precede the reception?
Yes, it did. We went straight from annual meeting to reception.
Okay, so it was during the annual meeting when board members were sworn in, correct?
Right. That's correct.
Okay, I did the swearing in and I believe there were four people standing up there.
Yeah.
That is a travesty.
Hmm.
And I specifically asked, oh my God, he's a new one, from New York Life or formerly New York Life.
Hmm.
I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, I
Brett
asked him, I
Hannon.
said, yes, I said, well, I missed you at the annual meeting. I didn't get to swear you in. He said he didn't know he was supposed to be there for that. That's got to change.
Yeah, that has to change.
We have to make sure that all board members are always present for the annual meeting and the swearing in.
Yeah, we do.
I just thought that was bizarre.
I'm glad you caught that because I didn't think about that. Of course, I was more concerned about.
I can't, whoever's talking, I
Chris,
can't hear you.
That's
Chris, there's something wrong with your mic.
oh, I because I got it away from my mouth.
Yep.
There we
There
go.
you go.
When I put it next to my mouth, you can hear me. But yeah, and that's a good point. I'm glad you caught that, Beth. Any other comments on the annual meeting?
Yeah, and I noticed that too, that some of the new board members left right after their training.
I was under the impression that the only ones that did the swearing in were the four named officers. I thought that there were more um, at large or class directors
There
there,
were only,
but maybe
there
I'm
were only
wrong.
four, there were
But
only four
only
people standing up there. That's all I
Mm.
know.
yeah, and I thought it was just the four that were the president-elect, or I guess there wasn't president-elect, so maybe I am wrong. I thought it was just the four named officers, but
No, it's
Well, it could have
maybe
been,
I'm different.
supposed to be all new board members as well.
yeah,
So
we've
I'll
got to
speak
get,
to that because I actually talked to Josh about this earlier. It's like I don't know when the initial communication gets in. I do a decent job of combing through emails to see what is or is not going
Mm-hmm.
on. But I feel like I didn't have much more than like a week's notice or sorry, not a week's a month's notice. And I typically need that stuff like 2, 3 months in advance to make sure that I don't for my schedule block it out well in advance. And I don't know if we do something like at the beginning of the year to like promote our events, just saying, hey, here's the big things to like kind of like, as December, January rolls around, like having like a big thing of, hey, block out these days for 2026. This is all the NAIFA stuff we're doing. Like that would be a huge benefit to me. And make
That's a good idea.
That is a good. We haven't done that. We rely on people to go to the our webpage and look up the events, but that's a great idea. We will do that this January or late December. And these are the put these dates on your calendar so they know.
Let's do it early January after the holidays.
Okay.
And let's do it. How about let's do this? Let's do it after our first committee meeting in January. So as a committee, we can make sure we aren't missing anything to
right.
put on that.
If we leveraged it as a marketing opportunity to promote like New Year's resolutions, commit to NAIFA, set your plan now,
Right.
show up to events, we should December or November is probably when we should align and strategize on how we want to roll that out.
Yeah.
And we likely need all the dates of events to be scheduled and coordinated now, so that we can do that effectively. Because I think one of the other challenges is we're all busy professionals and dates can move, dates can change.
Yeah.
And so it's I know it's almost impossible to forecast a year out, but even to Jordan's point, we have to give people sufficient time and sufficient notice and sufficient marketing to be able to at least block time so that they can make it to those events.
Yes.
I agree. And there's nothing that says you can't change something.
right.
It's not like just because you said we're going to do the annual meeting on this date, we can't change it. You know,
Completely agree. People will respect and appreciate that as long as we give them ample notice on that.
and we should have there. Supposedly, the programs are all pretty well decided already, so we'll know what programs we're going to have, which are going to be in person, which are going to be remote. And I certainly put that out, and then tentative dates for everything else. And nothing says we can't do that periodically. I mean, repetition is good. Keeps us in front of
Sets
everybody.
the dates for things like Day on the Hill and the annual meeting,
Right.
which are our two biggies when we try to get as many together as we can. Who sets those dates?
The board does. The CEs, the board. Actually, they're pretty much a standard date. It's the third Thursday of each month. They have a CE, whether it's in person or live or both. We just have to tell them what it's
Right,
going to be.
But
the-
we need to get Day on the Hill and the annual meeting set, and that needs to be communicated to the board that we want those dates set by December.
Right, got it. And government relations says Day on the Hill based on what we can get out of the General Assembly. And annual meeting, I don't think we even talked about when that's going to be, but it's a good point. We need to set a tentative date, and it has to change. We change it. Very simple, but get somebody thinking about it. That's an excellent point. And I've put that in big letters that we do that. And I'm sure Josh will do that. I'll pass it to him, since he will brief the board. Anything else on these are all great ideas. Anything else on the annual meeting? Ooh, Josh wants to enter. Josh is our lost member has come back. Mr. Weddington. Hello. Somebody came on.
It was me.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to switch to my
Okay,
machine.
got it. Okay. Are you ready to go over your numbers? Do you want to go? What you want me to go through what we've done for the last? Let me take care of that and get down to you next.
Yeah.
Social media posts that we went through. Beth, we failed you. We had a drip campaign for your ethics CE, and it kind of fell off because of the transition from Sandy to Nate and his team. So that's why one of the reasons we didn't have so many people attend. It was just a tough transition, but
Sure.
I think Nate has a good handle on it, and we're going to continue to do that. And I plan on getting with Nate for a drip campaign for my the long-term care CE, which is both a CE and a membership event. for a 5-hour long-term care renewal CE. I've gotten endorsements from several key players. I already distribute a flyer at Northwestern Mutual since it's going to be in their office. Why don't we keep sending something out every week starting in October to remind everybody that it's coming, how it's to be done, and to have something from somebody to endorse it. So to tell them it's worth going to. September sales tip. I did get October sales tip. The September sales tip went out. I don't have any metrics on that because we used the video from the home office from Northwest, or not from Northwestern Mutual, from NAIFA National. So I don't get any of the details on that. And we plan on doing a sales tip for October. We thought we'd get something similar from National to talk about Long-Term Care Awareness Month. All they did was send me a link to their website. So I'll gin something up to generate interest in Long-Term Care Awareness Month. And the next sales tip has been banked for how many months now, Jordan? Finally get Jordan's long-term care sales tip out there.
I can refresh that one too for us, so that way
Okay.
it's a little bit shorter and more user friendly. So happy
Okay.
to do that.
Okay, that's fine because that's going to be our November sales tip. And then December, Joe is doing one on the open enrollment period for our group life insurance.
Nice.
And any comments on the social media? I think, and also, I know one thing I want to point
I
out
mean,
that Nate and his team is tying us into NAIFA National. So that
yeah,
everything NAIFA National has on their social media, as well as Life Happens, their social media campaigns, will appear on NAIFA-Indiana's social media page. Correct,
Well,
Nate?
on that note, does anyone have any idea who has control of the Instagram page?
I have no idea because I've never dealt with the Instagram page.
I have
Okay.
no insight whatsoever
I
into
have no
the,
idea.
yeah,
Would that have been Sherman?
It would have been Sherman or Sandy.
but well, for context, Nate, one of the things was Sandy had started a lot of NAIFA Indiana accounts by changing her personal account into NAIFA branded. So
Yep.
like the LinkedIn and so forth had originally been established as hers that she transitioned over and she had like ownership. And so when I stepped in to help communications, I got added as an admin to the LinkedIn, but I never gained access or anything to the other social media platforms.
Yeah, we're good on Facebook and LinkedIn because you added me on LinkedIn. The only one that we can't grab anything with right now out of the socials is Instagram because the verification codes are going to somebody with Nina D 7050 at gmail.com. I don't know if that triggers a thought with anyone, but
That doesn't
I
trigger it.
mean,
Yeah, is that Sherman or somebody else?
Well, how about if one of us sends an email to that address
Mhm.
and find out who it is and if they can help us?
well, we got another thought. How many followers does that page have?
Oh,
154,
Mhm.
which is material for us.
Yeah, that is pretty good for us. Um,
yeah, I saw that on your.
Hmm. Yeah, and it seems to be largely filled with real advisors and individuals, not bots. Hey,
mhm.
my boss follows the NAIFA Indiana page. Look at
There
that.
we go. There we are.
so
Um,
we're able to post to it. We just can't make
mm.
changes.
Okay.
But you can't control messages. You can't control.
Oh no, we've posted to it. Like I had
Yeah,
them post
but
a few pictures from our annual meeting, but we
no,
can't
my
change bio
but
information. We can't change links or anything like that.
yeah, my direct question though, we also can't control the messaging through the platform either. Like if a prospect or a NAIFA member were to message the social media channel, we wouldn't have insight into that. We can only post through constant contact, correct?
I believe that's the case. We don't use Constant Contact though.
What do we use?
We're posting through HubSpot.
Oh, sick.
So
We
we
were
have
using
a
Constant
login, but
Contact.
we just can't when we try to log
Mm.
in to actually make changes, it sends a verification code. And that's what we can't get access to.
Do you still have a working relationship with Sandy and Mary and an ability to coordinate with them on the account, or is that a door that has been shut hard and fast?
Uh, they are willing to, but they've also said that any further
Yeah, they're
help
gonna bill us.
is going
Yeah.
to bill us at $80 an hour.
Okay. All right.
Well, it may be worth $80 an hour to find out how to get a hold of our Instagram page. If it's 1 hour, I mean, just telling us how to get control of the Instagram page shouldn't take more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, but they're gonna bill us for a full hour.
Well, I can guarantee they're going to bill us. It's like anybody else. Of what it's an hour. 1 minute equals an hour. 60 minutes
Oh,
equals an hour.
oh, I know. Yeah, no, it's just are there any, Chris, this is more inside baseball question. Beth or Joe might know as well. Uh, is there any current board member that's still aligned with Sandy and Mary that might be able to ask on our behalf that they might be more friendly and giving of who owns access and help the transfer of that?
What would they talk to Jeremy or
Joe,
Joe? Would they
Joe's
talk to
raising his
Joe's
you?
gonna
hand.
do it.
Okay, Joe.
Joe's the sacrificial lamb to the slaughter
Okay.
who's gonna go collect that for us.
Let me
Thanks,
write it down. What do
Joe.
you got? Tell me what you guys want.
Yeah,
We
Joe,
need to
I'll email
know.
it to you.
Oh,
We need to
okay.
find out how we get control of our Instagram account.
Okay. Yeah,
Key
if you could email
takeaway.
me what you need,
Yeah,
I'll reach
Joe,
out.
I'll send you an email.
All right. It may require a lunch.
Well,
So I'll
I'll
be paying
pay.
$40.
yeah,
Well, there's budget in the communications committee for a
yeah,
Joe lunch now,
yeah. Because
but
I've
you
already
got to
been,
do the
but
value
yeah.
menu.
Because one of the things I confirmed after the board meeting was there is money in the budget to buy pizza for the 5 hour long-term care CE for those that attend in person. I got an email on that later. Okay. Now, do you want me to bring up your slides now, Josh?
Sure, we can
Okay.
we can mow through that.
Do you want to bring it up?
Um, if you have them handy, you will find them much faster than me.
Okay.
I
I have
apologize.
them handy, I hope. Which one do you want to start with? Your PowerPoint?
Actually, hold on. I emailed it to you, right? I can pull it up real
Yeah.
quickly.
Oh, that's okay. I've got them all pulled up. I just don't know which one you want to start with.
I'd just rather not do. Next slide. Next slide. Let me
Okay.
get it. I got it right
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Please forgive how many PDFs I have currently open on my
Hmm.
machine.
You got to stop share there, Chris.
What? Oh, that's right. I have to stop share. Hang on. Let me find my control panel. I'm working with 3 different screens right now. And where's my stop share?
Don't even act like you're not a tech guru. We know.
I can't find my stop share one.
Oh my.
Where's my stop share button? I got share, but not stop share.
It should be a separate banner on your
Yeah.
screen somewhere.
Hang on. Hang on. I'm looking for it.
I think if you just X out of it,
It doesn't let me. Shows how little I know. No, normally there's a little button that says stop share, and it's not showing up.
you can't close the window.
No, I can't. Well, I'm afraid to close the window because then something else bad will happen. Uh, let's see if I can find the stop share. There's no stop share button on this thing.
There should be a separate banner somewhere.
I know I'm looking for it.
It should be up near the top.
Hang on. I'm looking near the top.
It might be hiding behind the pop-up window that pops up when you share your screen.
Yeah. Well, let me check that pop-up window, but no, it's not. It is not. Sorry, you may have to say next slide, because I cannot find the stop share button. I should be able to click the share and it says stop share. And it's not giving me that. I can share sound now.
Exciting.
Anybody have any ideas? I think you're just gonna have to go next slide, next slide. What do you want to bring up?
Sure. I mean, let's grip it and rip it.
Wait,
Shouldn't take us long.
what about the PowerPoint, the Adobe, or the Word?
Uh, Adobe's probably the best. It's the
Okay.
easiest formatted. I just print PowerPoints as slide
Like
decks
now,
because
if
that
it'll
way you
open here,
control everything.
and I clicked on it, and nothing is happening. My computer's rebelling. Ah, there we go. Okay.
Uh,
Let me share that with
uh,
you.
Perfect. The purpose and reason for creation of this was I was not able to be present at the annual meeting, and Chris had offered to stand up and speak for communications and membership. So I built this to hopefully support him in that effort. Goal was to share back to membership what we've been working on, where we've gotten over the last year, and let our members know what we're doing beyond them watching our YouTube of meetings. Can you skip down 2 slides? That's the one I need.
Okay, that
Uh,
one.
this is just pulled directly from the membership reports that NAIFA sends, that we have 270 active members. We had one new member and two reactivated members in August. And we've been burning members from either lapses, expiration, or flight following strategic board decisions for right sizing financials. Uh, Keep going. I mean, um, we're
How many
11
do we
members
think we've
below.
lost? How many do we have a guesstimate of how many we've lost from the strategic board decisions and that sort of
I
thing?
can, I'll pull the report and share it with you, Beth. Um,
Okay.
Probably a line by line discussion. My conversation with Jeremy, is he expected significant headcount reduction from the decision. And like I know for one, like Tom stepped away, right? Coming offhand, but there's probably others that made decisions based on that. Um, but yeah, we're still 11 members below our year-end goal. Um, and for our larger goal, the reach goal, we still need 26 members. So we have to grow by about 10% year-end in 2 months to deliver to the current plan. You can jump again, Chris. Thank you.
Okay, your next one.
Yes, sir.
You got it. Edit.
Oh, yes, sir. Sorry, I've got 4 screens. Looking at the wrong one.
You're all right.
We got a high burn rate here. Turnover is high. I think we're at about 11% for NAIFA-Indiana, of members that are leaving. And it's incredibly hard to acquire new members for us. So retention is really, really important. And we need key help and support in that area. Um, because yeah, same as all of our practices in business, generating a new client is 10 times harder than retaining a current one. Next slide, please, Chris. Thank you, sir. So few initiatives that we're working on in order to support that growth and retention. Working on NAIFA Florida's previous championed idea of a passport program to work to bring a physical passport to market that will support young and not young, but new NAIFA members through their journey. So stamping off that you went to annual meeting and you stood on the stage, and Beth was happy that there was more than four. Showing up to Day on the Hill, showing up to CEs and events, and going through the paces and doing your part to learn and appreciate and embody the culture and spirit of NAIFA. We also have the business card initiative that we launched for the golf outing this year, where we took our branding and a quick call to action of the QR code for Join Now, printed it off on a business card so that NAIFA leaders can go to events and hand those out. So it's quick conversion. It's not, hey, go to this website, go to this link. It's not, look this up. It's here right now to order to get quicker membership when they're primed, when they've seen the value right away to strike while the iron's hot and not let the opportunity decay. Um, Chris has been a champion of A and B testing, our content delivery. So we've tried with pictures, without pictures. We've reformatted and tried different hooks to generate individuals to engage with our content. We worked with National to discuss the opportunity to partner with National to help our recruitment efforts. And we did the One Name campaign where we went out to our members and we said, tell us one guy, just one guy that you think would be valuable and aligned with NAIFA. And we'll take the name and an email. You don't have to make the ask, and we'll put them in the funnel, and then NAIFA can drip to them and do outreach on our behalf, NAIFA National, which is low lift, higher impact than the traditional method of phone tree, which is valuable and important, and I'll die on that hill with Chris.
Yeah.
But active sitting board members alone cannot be the only ones trying to grow NAIFA. And then the other initiative, which I'm lagging on, by the way, is a new member spotlight where we extend the opportunity for a new member of NAIFA-Indiana to be interviewed and highlighted on our socials so that we can share their story, similar to what National does with their campaign, but on a local targeted level to our audience.
And I think that's been a great initiative, and I think we haven't used it well enough to get new members in. You can tell
Yeah,
new members you can get that as part of your marketing.
Yeah, and I haven't marketed it hard enough. When we get new members, I send the initial outreach and I do the touch point, but my follow-up is for shit. If we know mathematically that it takes 7 touch points to get anyone in anywhere to do anything, I'm 6 short most of the time. Just full disparity or full clarity and honesty. We can jump forward.
Now,
I don't
I
think
want to
any.
ask you about the business cards. Can we get a bunch of those business cards at the 5 hour long-term care CE in November?
Absolutely.
Because I'm
Absolutely.
hoping to
It's
draw people from Northwestern Mutual who haven't joined and say you just spent 40, 50. Now they've upped it to $50. So you just spent $50. Get some of it back by joining today. Here's the card. Scan it and join.
No, so if you send me your address, Chris, I'll just drop ship them straight to you.
Okay, great.
What I've been personally doing is paying out of my own pocket to just ship them and go, because the red tape of approval and all that
Right.
stuff is
Well,
speed to market
just
matters.
email me the template and I'll print out my own cards. It's easy to go to Office Depot and buy the cards.
Okay. Um, why are you dripping me client facts? Anyway, sorry. Um, I'm getting piecemeal of client facts from a team member,
Uh,
one piece at a time. Like,
yeah,
anyway,
I'll go to the next
yeah,
slide here.
the passport program, I think we've discussed it at length in
Yeah.
here, so we can probably skip through these next couple that dive deeper on the individual initiatives. Um,
We might
keep,
want to talk a little bit more of that because the one name campaign is I haven't been doing very well now. All you got to do is give name contact information to the home office. They do all the follow up.
yeah. I mean, the whole goal is that NAIFA-Indiana across our socials blast out to our existing member base, requesting that they participate in our growth and resurgence by offering up a name of an advisor that they trust, that they believe fits the NAIFA mold and would drive value to NAIFA, and NAIFA would drive value to them. That way, it's a warm handoff and referral without the NAIFA member having to coordinate the discussion and apply pressure to a partner. And NAIFA National can call out and they can do the 7 touch points that it takes to get a human being done.
Right.
They can do it at scale. They can add a campaign that targets them 6 different ways across 6 different platforms. Where we currently at the state level until, I mean, Nate's stepping up huge already. So maybe we get levels of that access. I don't know. But lower lift, the idea is we just ask for help from our membership and we do it in a low friction way that they actually reach out and extend that help.
Mm.
To that end, when we launched the first one, we did get a solid number of names to add to the campaign. I haven't ran analysis to see if any of those converted and what our conversion metrics are. I was mostly excited that we got email responses. So starting from there, it did see engagement from members, and that to me was a positive result of the two times we've rolled that out. I would make the recommendation that we do that on a semi-regular basis, or at least as a banner or footer to other communications that we send out. Marketing should be constant and ever present. If we as advisors ask for referrals in every email at the end of every client interaction, NAIFA-Indiana, as a communications project, should be asking for referrals at the end of every member interaction as well. If it works for our practice, it probably works for the people that we want to bring in. That's my speech. Sorry. Moving forward.
I was just going to say for the 5-hour long-term care CE, I think one name is anybody who attends the CE who's not a member.
Absolutely.
If they're not a member and they come to the CE, well, we just made a contact. We're going to start contacting them, try to get
If
them
you
here.
want to go to a live in-person CE about long-term
Mhm.
care, I love you. You're my
Mhm.
trusted brethren. You are high red and you want to know what you sell and you care about your clients and you care about your
Mhm.
business because it takes a different kind of brother to go to a live in-person long-term care CE that's 4 hours long. I'm with you.
No, it's five. It's 5 hours long.
5 hours. So a whole
I,
American workday.
I am very entertaining.
I love you, Chris. I'm just playing. But I think it also, I think you're right. It speaks to a larger point. If you're willing to go to a CE, you should be in NAIFA. Um, next one, the new member spotlight. Whole idea is for new members, especially young advisors. I think it brings unique value because same as what NAIFA National is doing, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It gives them an opportunity to spotlight themselves. It gives them an opportunity to self-promote. It gives them an opportunity to reshare our content when it showcases them. And in the same vein, it showcases NAIFA. We tell the strong stories of strong advisors, and we focus on touch points of what matters to them, what their business looks like, how they want to help, why they're client outcome driven, and how NAIFA supports that. And then they're incentivized to share that because that's their story, that's prospecting, that's their own marketing, but also it's a joint marketing opportunity where we're spotlighting new members, welcoming and celebrating them for joining NAIFA. They're helping save the world. They're helping change the platform. They're helping to protect consumers. They should be celebrated for that. And so that's the goal. It's also to drive long-term retention, expose them to other members. If they do say something that's compelling or another NAIFA member that interacts with the content goes, oh, I need help on long-term care. Jordan's the One America guy and he's in my backyard and he's totally accessible and he's on the NAIFA board. I want to talk to him, and so it can drive business generation activities as well for new NAIFA members and ability to collaborate. So that's my goal of this project. Pressing forward. Cool. This is really where I pulled as much analytics as I could access from our social media platforms. Our average post receives 11 impressions. That means 11 people looked at it and hovered on it. Doesn't mean they commented or engaged, but they saw your content. So per post, on average, we're only hitting 11 people. Um, when we post something with a link, our average click-through rate per post is 0.45. Likely, and I'd love if your son commented on the metrics, Chris, to
Mhm.
get broader insights.
I'll ask.
Um,
I'll ask.
I know that my business is especially an outlier because of our targeted client
Mhm.
demographic. So we have much higher metrics, but that's not a fair assumption because we're not trying to capture broad market or
Mhm.
cold prospect. Um, Our engagement rate isn't terrible, 6.54%. So we do generally get comments, we do generally get likes. Posts are generally interacted with in some capacity. Our Facebook platform currently has 330 followers, which is pretty cool. However, if you review The accounts that follow and interact with it, not certain all of them are relevant to our target demo. Not sure all of them are US persons in the financial space, but there's followers there. So good number. For our YouTube, I pulled our view rate. January was our strongest month, clear outlier at 91. And then our average seemed to settle around low 40s. The whole idea is leveraging all of our platforms at once in order to try to reach as much of our audience as possible and using them in ways that align to the audience that's using that tool at the time. So LinkedIn is sharing professional insights and business-driven articles. Facebook should be leveraged to build community posts and fostering like community and network. YouTube is the place for long-term content, like if you're watching this meeting now. And then making sure that we're doing the right things, engaging back, commenting back when we receive communication from members, and making sure that we're building a place where the algorithm sees that our content is a good place for users to spend time on the platform, right? Because the algorithm is derived that they want you to stay on Facebook, so the content you engage with is going to continue to get served with you. So we want people to engage with our content so that the algorithm continues to serve it to our audience. Um, Pressing forward, the concentric circles of it all. Um, the idea is that if we do all of these things right in tandem, we're going to see overlays in outputs that we seek. Um, if we are focused on retention and referrals, it's going to drive membership growth. If we're focused on our digital platform, our in-person conversions, if we're focused on providing values to members upfront and long term, it's not just going to drive our membership, but it's going to also generate more opportunity through referrals. It's going to retain members and it's going to elevate our platform. But you got to do all things the right way, all at the same time, or you're not operating efficiently. So that's part of the challenge. But thank God we have Nate. I'm really glad Nate is here. So the last was just the recommendations to the board. If we got to that point, was, we got to focus on membership, call your phone tree, ask your friends. We should focus on retention programs and providing values to our members. Beyond just digital CEs, we should find tactile ways to interact with them. Joe's brilliant idea of the passport program to create one-on-one face-to-face engagement, I think is a great way to do that. We have to scale our communication impact. That means not just posting more, but posting more targeted, posting more thoughtful, posting more valuable content, and then also doing the other part, which is asking our membership and the active members to engage with it, right? You can guerrilla grow marketing efforts by working together to make sure, hey, if you see a post, can you like it? Which is a small ask to a board, but it also should be a small ask to our membership as well, and that would help significantly our marketing growth and reach. Um, and one of the lowest lift and least friction ways to do that is boosting social media and focusing there for targeting, promotion, long-term engagement, and drips. If we don't have locals anymore, if we don't have the opportunity to sit around the table, if we're not hosting in-personal meetings between each other as NAIFA locals or small teams, social media is going to be the place where we can still gather and can become a third place for NAIFA to congregate. So we need to make sure that in those spaces we're driving value. That's it. That's all of it. The
You
next
guys,
two don't matter.
well, you're sure they do. Let's go look at the next two. There we go. What's Imua?
That was an
Amua,
incredible presentation you put together, Josh. That was
thank you.
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? Yeah. Josh threw it to me, and I looked. I said, the only thing I'm going to do is be stupid if I try to give this. So I said, and quite honestly, this is a better target audience for this presentation than the board. I mean, I think quite honestly, you could show this to the board again at our next meeting in summary.
Aren't we all members of the board here? Like this is almost a board meeting, right? Do we have
No,
any
no,
non?
no. We have a number
I
of the
mean,
new board
Joe, Beth,
members.
me, Jordan.
All
It's
just
just
the important ones. No, the president isn't here. We have a lot of new board members, and it's particularly important for the new board members to get this information.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree.
Joshua, I dropped a link in the
Yeah,
chat for
yeah.
you.
My
Just when you have a
thought
chance
when
to
I
take a look at it.
yeah, my thought was to rip this off exactly.
Yeah.
100%. So my goal was like you guys write an article, which is
Mhm.
great. My goal was to do interviews and social media clips and
Mhm.
short form interview styles where we can do a live discovery to learn about them and share. But I also think that we need to be leveraging Nationals resources and their
Mhm.
promotions and spotlights as well at a higher level. And I'm really excited for you to be here because I know you're going to bring a lot of collaboration between our state and national and allow for a lot less friction to move stuff forward because of your breadth of support. So thank you. And
Yeah.
tell us what to do, man.
Yeah, and
Well, I mean, like a big part is just knowing for me the dates and like having contact with speakers,
Mhm.
right? Because once I have that, like I know I hounded Chris for a few days trying to get the description for his long-term care program, right? And once I have that, then I can put together the drip campaigns and the social media and all the other stuff and piece it together for the so I actually in the next couple days I'm gonna be putting together and planning out all of Chris's social media posts for November while we still have everything going on for October's program. So if I have the dates and I have the speaker to get a hold of, then I can usually run with the event promotion at least.
mhm.
Is there a place where I can go as a member of this committee and see who we've lost in the last 60 days?
Yeah, I can share the lapse report with you.
Yeah, I'm just curious because I want to reach out. I may want to reach out to some of these people that I've probably known for 30 or 40 years or more and by email and chat.
That would be incredibly helpful. Like when Dave Plum showed up on the last report, I just called him and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, come
Mhm.
on. Like, how are you gonna go from sponsoring the golf outing to quitting NAIFA? Come on, bro. I know why. A board member that he was clearly aligned with had departed NAIFA over frustration, and then he left shortly after. But like, no, same thing. If you see someone you know and you can hold them accountable or speak with them and have a human to human conversation, that's going to help a lot. So I will gladly share that with you, Beth, after
Thank
this
you.
call.
And I can say Nate has been a real breath of fresh air. We got more information on one about budgeting from one email from him than I've had in the last 2 years. So, and he's got us really aligned with national, which we've never been.
This is great.
You know, moving on to the next. We've talked about marketing set videos. The CE, we're going to do that as a membership campaign as well. And by the way, Jordan, you're down there at One America, right? You're in the main building, correct?
Uh, I have access to it, but I can go there whenever as needed. But I'm not
Where,
there very often.
where's your?
But I can.
Well, this is what I'm going to throw out to you. I have issued the pizza challenge for the long term care CE, and I assume there are a lot of people down there that need to get their 5 hours long term care CE renewal CE. If you will have a meeting, a watch party with at least 6 people, you provide me with the sign-in sheets, you provide me with the photograph of the group, and you send me the bill, I'll reimburse for the pizza.
I don't think I have to. Yeah, I'll
At
cover the
least, but you
pizza.
have to have at least six. You have to have at least 6 people. Just gather them in a classroom, get in front of the Zoom. You send me the bill, and I'll pay for the pizza. And by the way, make sure anybody who's not a NAIFA member is a NAIFA member before they depart.
You know what's sad, Chris?
But
I'd rather go get people that are not One America to attend something like that, do
hey,
an
if
event
you can,
like that.
if whatever, whoever you want to gather and wherever you want to gather them, if you get at least 6 people for a watch party, take a photograph and do the sign-in sheets, I will reimburse you for the pizza. I will not reimburse you for Jack Daniels.
I'll reimburse me for that. So
Okay.
no worries on that one.
Okay. And everybody on the line, Joe, you too. Everybody, if you can get 6 people together,
That's
uh,
November 20th.
November 20th, 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And I also tell you, if it is you do not think it was worth the time and money, I will throw another pizza party. I am that confident.
He does a great job. I don't need it right now, but he does a great job.
So thank you, Beth. I like an
I really
endorsement.
mean that. I really mean that.
Oh, good.
Can-
Well, because I take a lot of pride in this. I go all over literally go all over the country to conferences to gather information.
I know.
So, speaking of going all over the country, did anybody, particularly you, Nate, and you, Josh, since you are veterans, get a chance to look at the Veterans Benefit video on our YouTube channel?
No, I
I
have
did
not.
not.
You guys are remiss. First off, you need to know it, but I still think it would be a good idea to just do this as a rollout this Veterans Day. If you run across veterans, NAIFA has partnered with Vietnam Veterans of America to bring this information to you. It's available on our. This is the link. Go to that. If you don't watch it, show it. Give the link to a veteran. And I can tell
What
you,
is
Beth, what?
what is the how do I find our YouTube channel?
Just go to YouTube and type in NAIFA-Indiana. Search for
Okay.
NAIFA-Indiana. It's our YouTube channel.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
But it's an easy thing to do. I just don't want to do it without everybody's permission. Do we think
No,
that's a good
that's fine.
idea?
Okay. I'm wondering, well, let me know when I can throw out some other ideas, if you will. Okay.
Yeah, the floor is yours, Beth.
Well, no, go through your agenda, items for discussion.
I just wanted to see, should we throw that veterans benefit video out as something we are partnering with somebody else to provide to our members? I think it's an easy member benefit.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Well, try to watch it. We got 4.5 stars at the Society of Certified Senior Advisors, and they asked us to do a nationwide webinar.
Okay, well, it sounds like a worthy thing to me. I don't know. Anybody else having a thought on it?
Well, I tell you what, we don't have to roll it out till November. So why don't you all agree to go watch it before our next meeting, and we'll decide whether they're going to roll it out or not.
That's a good idea. Okay.
Okay. It's a long time until Veterans Day. We talked about using national. I tried to get. I thought we'd be able to get a video from National on LTC Awareness Month, but all they did was send me a link to their channel. So I'll jit up something to as our sales tip and to promote LTC Awareness Month. I also did an IFA pack promo while I was at the CSA conference. And I'll put that together and we'll decide whether we're going to use that or not. Because quite honestly, our IFA pack guy isn't real interested in doing a membership drive or a fundraising drive. We talked about new member videos. We do need to find know anybody in Southern Indiana. I mean, we're Indianapolis and North on the members of the communication committee. Anybody know anybody down there, particularly in Evansville? It's like Evansville's dropped off the map. And South Central used to be extremely, around Jeffersonville, used to be a very active local. And I would like to get somebody from down there up on the committee.
Wonder about Larry's son, Matt.
Oh, I
drawing a
didn't think
blank
about
on the
him.
last-
Yeah, Ricky.
Larry Ricky or
Yeah.
his son.
Well,
Ricky.
Ricky.
I don't think Larry would do it. I think Matt might. What do you think, Joe?
He may. I mean, I've always had a hard time pinning him down.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to share something. Larry told me that he is still a member of NAIFA, but he told me that he thinks a lot of people are joining FinSec.
Yep.
because
Fonseca,
the
yeah.
dues is lower. Because the dues is lower.
Well, it should be lower. They do less. The only thing Fonseca does is take credit for what NAIFA does. That's what they do. Every time they
Primarily working in advocacy. I mean, they don't necessarily do a lot of member benefits. Am I right?
yeah. I don't know about the
Nate,
member
do you
benefits.
know Nate?
Yeah, what about Nate? What do you know about them?
I'm that I just know that they're a competing group that had members spin off of NAIFA to start it up. But like to Chris's point, they like to take credit for a lot of things that we've had our hands in.
Yeah.
Um, but they also have some of their leadership in higher ranking places within larger agencies and are pushing their agents to join um, because of their involvement.
What I tell
As
people
far as
about,
what they do and
yeah,
don't do, I'm not familiar and I've not taken the time to figure it out.
well, my take on Fonseca is they grew out of the General Agency Management Association. That means they are more interested. They are more interested in management than the individual producer, and that's what I've
Hmm.
seen from them. They are not interested in the introducer. That's why the management likes them because it gives them control. I say, if you want somebody to advocate for you, you go to NAIFA.
I mean, Jordan and I had a pretty informal conversation yesterday, so I'm only going to speak for myself and my thoughts, but it was interesting because we were talking along the same lines of what are other organizations doing well that's helping them grow and scale. And
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting, like from a historical perspective, a lot of the organizations that we're seeing thrive now came from NAIFA.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the challenges is they moved forward, NAIFA stayed the same.
Mm-hmm.
We've had stagnated ideas and stagnated positions, and we're not marketing as aggressively and all of the things. And so it's hard to look at Fonseca or other organizations and go, oh, well, they don't care about the agent, which I largely agree. I'm a member of NAIFA because it aligns with my personal values and
Mm-hmm.
what I believe in and what I think the market, our clients, and needs. You got to lobby, you got to have a voice. It's important, it's impactful. But that said, it's hard for me to be upset or villainize or look at other organizations in a negative light because they're
Mm-hmm.
crushing it in growing and scaling and bringing people together and getting butts in seats. And so it's more, I want to emulate them as much as possible and learn what they're doing that are best practices and not try to differentiate myself from them, but instead align and
Mm-hmm.
bring the best of NAIFA while incorporating their best
Mm-hmm.
practices.
Hmm.
That's my ramble. I apologize. I have to jump.
No,
I
It's
No,
okay.
very
back to
good
backs all
points.
day.
Okay, got it.
Very good
membership
points,
is and
Josh.
always will be a full contact sport. It's person to person.
Yep.
It's making an ask, inviting somebody that you personally know,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes a lot of sense that if they are focusing on those manager type roles, higher up people, and they are the ones making the ask, they are doing that full contact sport, of recruitment, and that it makes sense that their numbers are jumping. At every single conference I've gone to with NAIFA, someone gets up to get an award and talks about how they were introduced to it by someone putting an application down on their desk and telling them, fill this out, you're a member of NAIFA.
Yep.
And
Yep.
we've gotten away from anything that resembles that. And so it comes down to person relationships, person to person asks, and recruitment is and always will be a contact sport.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Beth, you're up.
Okay. I was wondering, in some of the conversations I had with folks at the annual meeting, annual meeting, um, what about and one of the reasons I asked the question specifically at the annual meeting, do the locals who had money left when locals were dissolved, is that money still out there? And is it segregated from NAIFA-Indiana funds? And I was told, yes, it is. One of the reasons I wanted to ask that question was, would it be possible for us to consider hosting regional NAIFA members, like 4 regions, and doing that once a year? You know what I'm saying? Where we go up north and we do one and we just invite any NAIFA
Mm.
member and we present some CE and we have lunch just so people can see each other because the locals aren't meeting.
That's a good question. There are restrictions on how we can use that money, but I think there's some, if you went to Fort Wayne, I believe, and we have to check with the board on, I believe if they release the money to do that, we can do that. But if Fort Wayne
I'm
says, yeah, you
just
can use
thinking,
that money. Yeah.
we could contact the locals who have any
Mm,
money left and say,
mm,
would you folks be willing to spend $200 if we put together a meeting up there and
mm.
among you and three other locals or something type thing? I guess I'm thinking more about not the financial part of it, but just us trying to put together some in-person NAIFA gatherings throughout the year.
Yeah. And I think it's great. We've tried to do that in the past. It didn't go very well.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it won't go well in the future. It's just like last year we scheduled the 5 hour long-term care CE for Fort Wayne, and Ash Brokerage gave us a conference room. They're going to do all of the tech for it, and I ended up giving it from my home office because nobody signed up to attend.
Mm.
And we had a meeting in South Bend. We had live CE all morning, and I think we had more tech people involved from NAIFA than we actually had, and more CE presenters than we had people from that area attend.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, I don't, and I think it's great. I think we should keep trying to do that, but just recognize, again, it's hard to get them to show up. They've gotten used to this idea of sitting in front of the computer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I went
Okay.
over to my office in 96th in college and talked to a guy I've done a lot of joint work with, and he said, "Well, I've signed up for your CE, but I'm just going to sit up here in my office and watch it."
Yeah.
I said, "No, we don't deliver pizza to your office." He said, "I'll come down and get something, come back to my office."
We're
Okay.
just gonna have to have a carrot that pulls people to do stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when it comes to CE, I don't know if that's. I think people just want to sit in their office and kind of
Mm,
do
Yeah.
that.
I mean, it may need to be, maybe it's just a social function.
mm.
Maybe
Maybe,
it's truly just a social function
maybe we can
where
get
we
Jordan,
just,
may get Jordan to bring his bottle of Jack Daniels.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking is like
Yeah.
for like an event like that, you tie like pizza and what have you, just be
Mm,
like, okay, we'll do this for this time period, but once we're done, we'll have social hour. People get a chance
mm,
just to shoot the breeze or what have you. Figuring out just being creative and different for how we get
yeah.
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I think that's a
I
good
was
Okay.
gonna
idea.
say, I think one of the keys there too is finding somebody in that local area that lives there that maybe
Mm-hmm.
others would know who who is playing the host for the event.
Yeah.
It's a lot different if somebody from the
Yeah.
Indy area is driving up to Fort
Mm,
Wayne to host an event or a social
right.
versus somebody I know that's from there around there that I work near. And so
Okay. Let me think and plan on that. Okay. Let me just
Okay.
think on that.
Take on that. We got to wrap
Yeah.
up because we're running over. I will point what's the national leaders. What is it called? I keep forgetting it. The leaders webinar is tomorrow,
national,
isn't it?
oh, there's a membership one tomorrow, right?
I don't know. I gotta look. I gotta check my calendar real quick here.
The quarterly membership meeting. Is that what you're talking about?
No, shoot. I mean, let me check
Who
my
attends
calendar.
those quarterly membership meetings, Nate?
I do. I don't know who else does.
So you do on behalf of our state, you mean?
So
Or
I've always attended them for whatever states I work with, just so I kind
Oh
of
no,
have that awareness
it's
of
okay.
what's going on.
Thursday, the chapter leaders webinar. How many of you attend
Oh,
those? Do you all get invited to those? I would encourage everybody to attend that. That's where I get all the best ideas from national.
I do go to that one as well.
Yeah. So I would encourage anybody who gets an invite or can wangle an invite. I don't know how they get invited. It just keeps
It's
popping
based
up.
upon who's listed as chapter leadership, so board
Okay.
members and directors and all that.
Okay. Well, I guess that falls to you, doesn't it, Nate? To make sure National knows who's what. So is that your responsibility?
Sandy submitted that back in August, actually, right after you
Oh,
guys
okay.
had
Okay, got it.
the elections and everything.
By the way, I just found my stop share button. It was on a completely different computer screen. Anyway, it's running late. Any other comments? Thank you all for spending so much time. I will get this posted to our YouTube channel later on this evening. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Take
Okay,
care.
bye-bye.